Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 29th of September, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles may run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks, so that gets us into the middle of October. I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video release day was our 6 AM UK weather forecast, and we've also released the extended EC European Outlook as well for the next 30 or 42 days. So please check out those two bits if you'd like to do that. Like, share and subscribe on all of today's videos and content. And thank you so much everybody for doing that. We need to put around 25 subscribers now. That is all to get ourselves to 16.9k. So we're getting very, very close now to 16,900 subscribers. If you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, that would be excellent and amazing. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. And of course 17k is our ultimate target at the moment, so that's getting ever closer as well. Thank you so much everybody. Right, okay, we're going to start off in the tropical Atlantic, man. So we've got Hurricane Nigel just here. So Hurricane Nigel is giving maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 979 millibars, moving northwestwards at 13 miles per hour. Clicking on Nigel and going here, we can see it's up and downgrade a little bit. Yesterday was forecast to reach major hurricane status. We're not going that far with the prediction now. The current position is just here as a hurricane, either category 1 or 2. And predicting that this either category 1 or 2 hurricane will carry on in that direction through this week, through Wednesday and Thursday, eventually going post-tropical somewhere north of the Azores and finishing up as an area of low pressure, post-tropical area of low pressure, just to the west of the UK and Ireland there by the weekend, giving wet and windy weather possibly in the north and the west of the country as we get through into the weekend. Let's see how strong they are going with the with Hurricane Nigel. So predicted to reach 105 miles per hour at its strongest. That's category 2, and that is in 24 hours time. As I say, that is a back down from like category 3 hurricane prediction from yesterday. Still very powerful storm, of course. 105 miles per hour maximum sustained winds is ferocious. But yeah, we just see there that they have backed away from the idea that it will become a major hurricane. By the way, how this is worked out is with the Saffir Simpson scale. So I don't talk about this very often, but this is the scale that works out which category the storms are going into. So if you have maximum sustained winds of 74 to 95 miles per hour, that is a category 1 hurricane. If you have maximum sustained winds of 96 to 110 miles per hour, that is a category 2. Category 3 is 111 to 129 maximum sustained winds, miles per hour winds. Category 4 is 130 to 156 maximum sustained winds, and then category 5 is 157 miles per hour maximum sustained winds or more, because it only goes up to category 5. So there is always a debate about whether there should be a 6th category installed for like maximum state of over 180 miles per hour. But so far they stick, to the 5 categories. And of course we've got tropical storms, tropical depressions down here as well. So that's how the categories are worked out, through the Saffir Simpson scale. So going back here, we can see that this will be a high-end category 2, really, with maximum sustained winds of 105 miles per hour. We shall keep you updated. There's no sign of anything else after Nigel, by the way, at the moment. So there's no other disturbance area. So I wonder if we're going to go into a quiet period. After you have like a burst of really intense activity, you do sometimes go through a quieter period for a week or two before things start picking up again. So we might be going into we might be going into a quieter period. But we shall see, and we'll keep updated on all of the developments. Right, central temperature still only very, very slowly ticking down. We are now sitting at 18.6. Which is still over 5 degrees above 61.99 average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 18th of September. So obviously this is coming down. It was in the 20s, wasn't it, like a few days ago? No, this is reducing, but it's only reducing very, very slowly. As we're only getting these very slow daily reductions, it does, imply that we might be heading for our warmest September on record. Remember to do that. We need a CT of 17.0 because the warmest September on record is actually from 2006 at 16.9 back in September 2006. Also a developing El Nino September, that one. So 17.0 is what we're going to need to get the warmest September on record. We are, around 1.5 degrees away from that. So it looks doable, but we shall see. It's probably going to be nip and tuck. So might be a little bit above 17, might be a little bit below 17. Certainly is going to be a very warm September, though. That goes without saying. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles that cover Coventry today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Coventry, starting off a bit above average at the moment, but we will find the upper air temperature actually coming down over the next 2 or 3 days, and we might get a couple of cold nights actually, so that'll probably bring the CT down rather more rapidly. So we will be going under 18 degrees definitely, by the end of the week. Thursday night to Friday, Friday night to Saturday, and possibly Saturday night to Sunday down in the south anyway, could be really quite chilly. Certainly single digits temperatures. I wouldn't be surprised if there's ground frost up in the north as well. So we are going to see 2 or 3 cold nights coming up. But after that, we get the remains of Nigel pushing through, and that lifts the temperature up again as we go through next week. So the closing days of September looking quite a lot warmer then. And that could well carry on into October, though there is a lot of scatter there as we look out to October. We're going to be wet weather as well, so tomorrow we've got a bit of a deluge coming across much of England and Wales. It's wet in the north and west today, and then tomorrow the rain comes southwards and becomes a little bit stuck for a while. After that, showery really through the remainder of the week and into the weekend. Then next week, a few days of drier weather as things become warmer again. Possibly into early October, getting a little bit more unsettled again, but that's a very long way off and is excellent range and therefore unreliable. Temperature anomalies from the 19th to 27th of September coming out slightly above average, particularly for England and Wales. Precipitation anomalies from the 19th to 27th of September are coming out average to wetter than normal. The latest Windflow Map from earthnullschool.net shows we're bringing a strong southwesterly today. I haven't had much of that this autumn so far, have we? But yes, we see quite a strong Atlantic flow pushing through with plenty of low pressure in the Atlantic as well. Let's pull this around, see if we can find Nigel. There he is. There's Hurricane Nigel just there. I mean, very powerful storm. I say they've downgraded it a little bit, and they have, from a major hurricane, but nevertheless, it's still a very, very significant storm, as you can see there from the way the winds are wrapping ferociously around the eye of Hurricane Nigel. So very significant, very, very significant storm in the Atlantic. Right, let's have a look at the chart data then. So this how the UK Euro run is shaping up for midnight on Friday. Low pressure to the north of Scotland, bringing a cool, showery north-northwest wind. And by the way, there is the remains of Hurricane Nigel. That probably is still a hurricane at that point, but will be rapidly going post-tropical soon after that. Okay, so let's push through. We find that low pressure moves away to the east from Friday to Saturday. That brings down this northerly wind. We get a little bit of a ridge building. That's where the cool nights are coming from at the end of the week. That will lower the CT a little bit more rapidly, I think, if we start picking up a couple of cold nights. But by the time we get through Saturday, Sunday, the remains of Nigel as a significant area of low pressure in the Atlantic, pushing a warm front across the country and introducing another push of very mild or warm winds from the southwest. Then we go through into the early part of next week. Not settling down on the UK Met Euro run up to midnight on Tuesday. You remember yesterday the idea was that high pressure going to build next week. There's not much sign of that on the UK Met Euro run, so it looks like it's staying relatively unsettled there to the middle of next week anyway, for low pressure to the north and the west of Scotland. Icon once more showing low pressure over top of the country on Friday, clears away to the east. On Saturday, brings down these cool, chilly northerly winds, which will produce a couple of colder nights. Then the remains of Nigel pushing through later on in the weekend, introducing warmer air from the southwest again, wet and windy to the northwest, but not too much rain down in the south and the southeast. And then Icon into the open of next week, keeping things rather unsettled as well. Again, not raising the heights to the south and the east as much as we saw yesterday up to Tuesday anyway. Looks unsettled with more low pressure in the Atlantic. GFS midnight run, excuse me, once again showing that trough of low pressure sitting over the country on Friday into Saturday. Sunday, same idea, but remains of Nigel bringing some windy rain into the north and west, and also a push of warmer air from the southwest again. Through to the early part of next week, the GFS building higher pressure to the south and southeast again. So Nigel, the remains of Nigel getting pushed away to the northwest with that area of low pressure, and things settling down and warming up down in the south of the GFS midnight run for a couple of days anyway next week. And then we go back into flatter westerly flow as we head to day 10 and beyond. Now, beyond that, into early October, we start to pull down some really quite chilly air from the north again, as this area of low pressure pushes through. And then high pressure builds in behind it. That's quite a cold ridge, so that will bring some pretty chilly nights to the early part of October. Then we're back into wet and windy weather again by the very end of the GFS 6 run, midnight run. So a real seesaw going on there between higher pressure, lower pressure, warmer and cooler air. Very indicative of the time of the year, as we transition increasingly towards autumn. The GFS 6Z is much of a muchness for Friday with high pressure out to our southwest, low pressure on top of the country. So as we run into the weekend, we get this high pressure reaching up from the southwest within quite cool air, so that gives us a chance of a couple of cold nights at the end of the week. But by Sunday, we are pushing warmer air back in from the southwest again, courtesy of the remains of Nigel. The GFS 6Z doesn't raise the heights as much to the middle of next week, so it looks a little bit more unsettled and showery there compared to the midnight run. I hope you able to follow this. It's very complicated, and it is again all down to the remains of Nigel, causing all sorts of havoc within the model output. They just aren't sure what the effects of Nigel are going to be on the weather system and on the jet stream. So the 6Z is not as settled for the middle of next week as the midnight GFS run was, looking rather more showery there. However, we do eventually get to higher pressure by the end of next week, so it's just delaying it by a couple of days, but by the end of next week we do get some higher pressure going down in the south. Beyond that, beyond day 10, so looking rather showery really, but a ridge is attempting to keep going from the southwest. We eventually finish up pulling down this cold, quite chilly northwesterly wind. If you enjoyed the video and able to follow it, I hope you are, then please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. 25 subscribers gets us 16.9k. Please give us a sub and we thank you so much everyone. GM again with that area of low pressure sitting over and to the north of the country on Friday into the weekend. A little bit of a transient ridge building before low pressure then starts coming in with the remains of Nigel later on in the weekend. Through to next week, high pressure is established over to the east of the country, low pressure out in the Atlantic. Not as anticyclonic, I don't think, for next week with GM as we saw yesterday, for example. Nevertheless, probably still reasonably dry and warm in the south through next week, but more unsettled, certainly, I think, up in the north. It's a little bit in between, I think, higher pressure, lower pressure. And then the ECM looks like that. So again, we've got that trough low pressing over to the north country on Friday, bringing showering conditions with it into the weekend. Push of winds from the southwest, courtesy of Nigel. Early next week, strong with that area of high pressure. This is the strongest out of all of the model output for next week, building that high pressure over into the east country. So all areas are looking settled there by the middle of next week. The ECM is one that's still sticking to this idea of high pressure domination coming back through next week. High pressure does move its position though and sits to the northwest of Scotland, which pulls in a bit of a northeasterly later next week, which is not a particularly warm wind direction. So you probably get like a day or two of very warm temperatures down in the south in the middle of next week, and then by the end of next week we're back to cooler air coming in from the northeast again. That area of high pressure away to the northwest. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from Tibetio.com. So plenty of wind and rain in the north and west today, and then tomorrow that wet weather pushes down across England and Wales actually. So a thoroughly wet day to come. Parts of England and Wales, where that rain only very slowly clearing from the southeast corner as well on Wednesday night. So not until like midday Thursday actually that the rain finally clears the extreme southeast corner. Then we'll have sunshine and showers through the rest of next week before we go something a bit drier at the end of the week into the weekend, before the remains of Nigel bring further showery conditions into particularly northern and western areas through the second half of the weekend. Quite a bit of rain coming in with that, you'll notice. It is drier though down in the south and southeast. And then we transition into high pressure next week. So then things start settling down, becoming drier and warmer as next week progresses. These are the options on the table within the ECM Ensembles today. For day 10 gets us to 29th of September from the Icelandic Met Office. 18 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure to west and northwest, high pressure to east and southeast. That bring up wind from a southwest direction. Driest weather that is in the southwest, weather in the north, and is quite mild, warm even. 17 with high pressure over to the east country, anticyclonic, mostly dry and warm. With that, you would have thought 10 with high pressure, a little bit more away to the northwest. That could pull in some slightly cooler air from the northeast. That includes the control and the operational run. And then we've got 6 with high pressure to the east. Low pressure is out to west. Up are coming most southerly southeasterly winds with the driest weather in the east, the wettest weather in the west, and temperatures above average. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. A lot of red here, so applies plenty of high pressure into October. This gets to the 4th of October. Actually, 11 members of the ECM Ensembles with high pressure just to our south, but more or less so because it's mostly dry and settled with that. 11 with higher pressure to the south, lower pressure out to the west. That could be a little bit on the showery side, I guess, but you know, basically high pressure looks like it's still in control of that one. 10 with high pressure to the north, bringing the wind from the east. That could be mostly dry, could be a little bit on the cool side with easterly winds. We've got 7 with high pressure part right over top of the country, and 6 with high pressure part right over top of the country as well. And then a minority option of 6 more unsettled with low pressure more to the north of the country, higher pressure to the south, and that brings us into a west-southwesterly flow. That's the coolest and most showery option, I think. Most of those options seem to be involving high pressure at day 10 and day 14. CFS V2, lastly, these are 500 millibar height and noise breakdown into week periods. The first weekly period will take us from the 19th to 25th of September. This week we'll have low pressure over and to west of the country, so looking very unsettled. And then week 2 also quite unsettled. It's the 26th of September, 2nd of October. Lower pressure way to the northwest, higher pressure to the south-southeast. Winds coming in from off the Atlantic, something like that. So most unsettled weather to the northwest, dry weather is in the south. Week 3 shows a change though. It will be the 3rd to the 9th of October with high pressure building up from the south up the western side of Europe. That will be settling things down. And then lastly, we get through to week 4, which is going to be, if I get my highlights, it's going to be the 10th to the 16th of October, Gav's birthday eve. Oh, wow, wow, wow. With high pressure sitting over the UK and much of Western Europe. So anticyclonic dry through the first half of October, probably quite warm as well. That will be bad news for the for the GavsWeatherVids autumn forecast, wouldn't it? Are we going to have a bust after a good run of winter, spring, and summer? Is autumn gonna be a bust? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so just to say that if you have not checked out our merch store, please can you have a look at that. We've got some really fantastic designs here. We've got the Lightning collection, the Lightning mug, the Lightning t-shirt, and the Lightning pillow. Looking very, very nice. GavsWeatherVids logo illuminated by lightning. Goodness gracious me. We've got the Do It mugs just here with a full 360 wraparound design. We have got the Million Gavs hat. That looks very nice as well. We've got the Million Gavs mugs and stickers and socks as well. We've got Do It stickers, mugs, socks, and also the Do It hat. That's one of my favourites. The Do It hat. I love the Do It hat. And we've got the Million Gavs, I should say we've got the Magic Water bottle as well. So you can even drink your Magic Water from Gavs Magic Water bottle there. We've got traditional logo merch as well, including t-shirts, stickers, a glass, a mug, and also the classic GavsWeatherVids logo pillow. So it's all there and available for you. If you would like some merch, then please can you check out the merch store. We have got a 15% off discount code for you as well if you quote CMD0721, then that will get you 15% off with your order. You can see that highlighted at the top of the store homepage just there. So put that in when you make your order and you will get 15% off your purchase price there with that code. Thank you so much, everybody. The merch is helping to pay for our channel, along with the advertisements and channel membership, you know, PayPal donations, etc, etc, etc. It all helps to pay for me to be able to have the channel and be able to do this for everyone. So thank you so much to all of you who have brought some merch so far. And if you have not yet checked out merch store, then please can you do so. You can find the link in the description with this video. And we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much, everybody, for doing that for us. As I say, 25 subscribers is going to get us to 16.9k. If you could give us a sub, it would be amazing and incredible. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. I'll just tell you what's coming up tomorrow. We're going to have a 6 AM UK weather forecast. USA forecast is on the way. Extended USA forecast is on the way tomorrow as well. We may have a look at the JMA seasonal model as well. So I think we're going to do the first winter 2023-24 season model roundup this Saturday. It should normally be the last Saturday of the month, but we've got like an extra Saturday in this month. We've got 5 Saturdays this September. So I think we might do the season model roundup this coming Saturday. Ahead of that, we might have a look at the JMA seasonal model tomorrow. And of course, we'll be live streaming at 6 PM as well. So we'll live stream at 10 to 14 there. I shall see you for that one. But for this video and for today's videos, that's all for now. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and bye for now.